And Trengrove with 5, Hamish Hartlett 5, Campbell Heath 5, and Travis Boak 5 disposals. So really good start by the boys, and really been impressed with their defensive pressure and the defensive style of game that they've worked on over the pre-season. And hopefully they continue it for another quarter and then after half time.
What about things like efficiency and tackling? You said Port Adelaide at one stage led the tackles, which is an important feature.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you can see the Eagles have only got 7 tackles, and tackling is such a big stat these days in modern day football, and Port Adelaide's putting on the pressure. They have 15 attempts and 15 tackles, so you know, they're getting the ball, they're moving it forward, and they're trying to lock it into their forward line, which is great for us.
Got to say, early West Coast were dictating play, weren't they?
It was a bit of a reversal, you know. West Coast probably had it for the first 7 or 8 minutes, and then it just staled, and then Port Adelaide for probably the last 6 to 7 really upped the pressure, and I think Port's going to probably be better towards the end of half of quarters these days, due to their pre-season that they've had, bringing back Darren Burgess. I think their fitness space is going to be a real key to Port Adelaide being successful.
I like the way they come back, Tim. I mean, they monstered them early, the West Coast. It was big, strong bodies, the height down forward, Kennedy kicking 3 goals, but it looked to be one-way traffic. But you could just see as the quarter went on, they got into a little bit of rhythm. A nice goal to Schultz. Stevenson kicks a goal. Wingard keeps a goal, and they're certainly back in the hunt.
Hey, Jacob, I was going to ask. During that quarter, Alapati Carlisle got lost on Kennedy a couple of times. They made the move late, put Trengove on him, and Trengove started the game very well. What do you do quarter time? Are you giving Alapati another chance at it, or are you sticking with the Trengove move?
Well, it depends on Matty Nix, what he wants to do. You know, Trengrove, I thought, did really well the probably last 5 minutes.
Matty will make that call, not Ken Hinkley?
Well, I'm not sure. I guess we're going to have to ask him after the game. But, you know, obviously the coach is the coach, and he'll make that call if he wants to. But if that was me being the coach over there, I'd probably give it back to Alapati Carlisle and say, mate, you're the big man down there.
Yep.
Lift your game. We need you to stop this guy from kicking goals. He's important. You're important for us. Do your job. Play your role.
Just got the other scores through in the NAB Cup. Richmond getting over Hawks by a point, 85 to 84. There's a Hawthorn winless, and they are the hot premiership favourite. In fact, Hawthorn were favourite to win the NAB Cup, so I don't reckon Alistair Clarkson was trying too hard there. Buddy Franklin didn't play this week either. Geelong got up late after North Melbourne led for most of the day. Geelong 96, North Melbourne 84. St Kilda defeated Melbourne 91 to 66, and Melbourne take on Port Adelaide round 1 in Melbourne that game. And of course, we just heard the news. Brisbane Lions, the big win too, 12-16 to 7-12. 88 to 54, the margin there, 32.
Yeah, Collingwood, a few of their real gun midfielders missing, and I would think that would have hurt them. And Brisbane, a little bit of purpose in this NAB Cup.
So maybe
they've taken it very, very seriously.
Maybe Collingwood didn't want to make the grand final. They only had to win to make it. Carlton last night
certainly looked like that, and going up to Brisbane to play in 38, I reckon they might have gone, yeah, we might just pull a few stops out here and just relax a bit.
I'm really looking forward to watching Brisbane play this year. You know, they had 10 wins last year, and they played really well towards the later half of the year.
Beat the Crows and
They did beat the Crows, and I think they beat West Coast as well up in Brisbane. Yep. So, you know, they're a team that I think can step up and play finals football, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how they play.
I think, Jacob, it's the most open season. I reckon there's 12 legitimate teams that go into the 8. You try and pick your top 8, and anyone that can pick the 8 in order is going to be an absolute genius, because there's teams like Richmond, North Melbourne, Brisbane, you reckon to improve. Robert Walsh didn't have Adelaide in this top 8. Adelaide finished a kick away from a grand final. He said, it's that open.
But there's always a surprise, isn't there?
Yeah.
The season always develops as it goes along, but you get a surprise, and that's the exciting thing about it.
Exactly. I was just about to say, that's the exciting thing about, you know, the competition at the moment. It is so even, and, you know, you have to be on your best to win week in, week out, and that's what is making a special team these days, like your Geelongs and your Sydneys and etc. So looking forward to the second half, boys.
Yeah, we are too. 4-1-25 now. Had an extended break due to the heat policy, even though it has cooled off, as we said. Not a bad crowd, and I've seen bigger crowds here at Traeger Park over the years, but a reasonable crowd on a nice balmy night in Alice Springs. Start of the second quarter. To start us off, here's Tim Ginniver.
Eagles led quarter time, 4-1-25 to power 3 straight goals. A 7-point margin at quarter time. Port Adelaide probably going with whatever breeze there is. Lobe did the ruck work, did well. Hamish Hartlett bashed his way through, tried to get the handball off. Lobe came in and lent a hand. He tried to squeeze one out, but was tackled very well by Prittis. Couldn't get it out. Ollie Wines bulldozed his way. Got it onto Hartlett, who has a massive crack at a 9-pointer. It's a huge kick. It just got touched, didn't it? No, off the ground. Paul Stewart. Left foot. Goal. Unbelievable start. Sensational stuff by Hartlett in the middle. Port Adelaide, 4 straight goals, 24. West Coast 4-1, 25. And that's going to be on the Chem Plus scoreboard.
How good was Hamish Hartlett then?
Strength.
His strength and his power to break out of that contest, burst for 5 to 7 metres and just go bang and get it from 70 to the goal square.
How much has Serge has he improved his strength? I mean, he just took him. He carried a couple along with him, didn't he, the tackler?
Oh, he did. And he just, went head first into the contest, won the ball. And, he's put a lot of time and effort into his body over the last few pre-seasons as well.
Ollie Wines, good hands in close too.
I like him. Apex goal of the day, so the Power lead by a point. And they have really hit back hard. Dean Cox against Lobe. Ollie Wines again. He's only a young kid, but he keeps on getting in the thick of things too. Rosie did well, found Shuey. So the West Coast Eagles advance up towards the half-forward flank. Darling needed a good bounce. He's got support there. The Eagles there through Cripps. Fell over the crucial times. Players diving. Carlisle. He would have got a rocket at quarter time. And he went in a lot harder then too. The kick back towards centre wing. Bungerhern couldn't take it. Boat could. Boat read it off hands. Works it up towards centre half forward. Shilton a long lead. Port Adelaide looking good now. He's 80 metres out from goal. Kicks a long ball in the pocket. Little Need's got to scurry after. Does he get a kind bounce? He doesn't really. He's got super pace. It goes out of bounds. Bounding umpire said it's my ball. 50 metres out from the Powers goal. Eagles 25. The Power 24. It's a 1-point ball game. Port Adelaide, as you said, have hit back hard. Need again. Got tackled high, I reckon. Umpire saw it that way. He's only a little fella.
I reckon he actually was intelligent enough to fall into it.
I think you're right.
I actually think that Shepherd was probably pretty unlucky.
Have a look at the Scotty Salisbury replay here. Yeah, you're right, Tim. Just went down there, copped it high. Very hard for the defender to apply a legal tackle, but he's a clever little player. He's got a lot of speed, defensive action perfect, and an accurate kick will put him in front. Goes short, though, unselfishly. Did very well. Could have perhaps got the carry. You saw him kick a long ball last week. And Shields, why'd you not kick it to him, Jacob? One of the best kicks in the comp.
Absolutely. We'll kick it to him every day of the week. But just one of your key matchups, boys. Ken Hinkley has stayed with Jackson Trentongrove on Kennedy, which is fantastic. Would have liked to see Alapate Carlisle get the opportunity to go back to him, but Ken's given him the big job today. And obviously Mark Lacroix and Tommy Jonas are still on.
Shields' kick, it started left. Didn't deviate at all, actually. As soon as it hit the boot, it stayed in the one direction. And a minor score normally eats that up. So it's 25 to 25. Scores locked away. Chem Plus scoreboard. Very slow up here on the scoreboard, Tim. So don't take that for full bottle.
25 apiece, 3 minutes played in the second term. Dean Cox, an unusual mistake. The kick off the side of the boot just wobbled out of bounds. Left half forward flank for Port Adelaide on the outer side. Scores locked away. Chem Plus scoreboard. 5 AFL for Agostino Mitsubishi and the Thirsty Camel. Thrown in. Lobe doing well against Cox there. Moore trying to win the clearance for Port Adelaide. Couldn't do so. Locked away. 60 from Port Adelaide's goal. There'll be a bounce. As they settle in for the second term. Port Adelaide up and about. Dean Cox too good in this contest. Try to get it to Prittis again, but going in hard was Schulz. Got on Boat. Boat's quick hands was intercepted. That was very well done. I think it was Shepherd. He got it off. Quick kick by Rosa into the forward 50. One-on-one here. O'Shea up against Darling. Darling fell over, got back to his feet, just handballed it then, looking for a teammate. Eventually it finds one. Out here now, kicking around the body was Hill. That was beautiful piece of play.
Good play.
Sensational stuff. Found Cripps dead in front of goal, only 20 metres out.
Yeah, fantastic play there by the Eagles. It was an unfortunate turnover by Boat, just a bit of a stray handball, but the Eagles capitalised. They ran the ball down. It was a great kick to, I think that was Darling, out in front. Handballed back. Josh Hill obviously kicked it to Cripps. Cripps lines up from about 25 out, straight in front.
Certainly does. Lining up and kicking into the post. I can't believe it. Dead in front. That was one that went missing for the West Coast Eagles. 4-2, 26. Port Adelaide 4-1, 25. Chem Plus scoreboard.
Yeah, 5 AFL and 6BR footy too. Nice night for football. Two good teams going hard after. Port Adelaide just looking for some respect in the competition. Redden ran out. Bounds between half-back and centre wing there. They'll throw it in.
Just your good guy stats. Good to go, fellas. Great to see young Ollie Wines is leading the contested possessions at the moment for Port Adelaide. For such a young kid, that's a great effort.
David Wilde, Tim Jennifer, Jacob Surgeon with you. Rosa now. Another prolific ball gatherer for the West Coast Eagles. Comes back towards Brad Ebert. Looks a bit like Ollie Wines from a distance too, Brad and Ollie. Talking about Ollie Wines, this kid's going to be a star. He finds him, and they all get involved now. Kane Corns did well. And Stevenson kicks it up towards centre half, or the mark's being taken by Chad Wingard. Kicked the first goal for the Power, and he's pretty good off the boot. Should go back from 45 and kick his second.
Great ball movement there by Port Adelaide from that stoppage. Really enjoyed how they moved it. Moved the ball forward, quick, with handball.
How mature is Ollie Wines? Kid's played 3 games.
He's been outstanding. You think that he would be
there round one.
For round one.
He's in ink. Wingard for his second. Neat looking kick up the boot. That's an apex goal of the night. As soon as it hit the leather, leather on leather it was, and Port Adelaide hit the lead. Do extremely well. 5-1-31. Eagles 4-2-26. Chem Plus scoreboard. 6 minutes gone in the second term.
Good guys. Stats good to go. Hamish Hartlett, 5 kicks, 3 handballs, 8 disposals. Travis Boak, 5 and 2 with 7. Really, Ollie Wines has had the 7 disposals as well, with 4 clearances and 7 contested possessions.
And Bo Waters leading all comers for the Eagles. He's got 8. Prittis has 7.
It just seems Port Adelaide just held on during that onslaught in the first term by the West Coast Eagles, and defensively, probably their midfield just held up. It's kept them in the game, and now they're in front in the second term as Lobie up against Cox. He goes up early, got a little bit of a backhander towards Hartlett. Hartlett, quick kick out of the middle. This is in danger territory. Selwood underneath it, spilt it, comes out loose. Schofield combined. Not too bad, left footer out of defence. Up to the wing, one-on-one. Hill, Pittard at the back, picking it up very well with Smith. Smith now getting away on the left foot, kicks it high towards the wing. Hartlett's underneath it. Good courage, kept the eye on it all the way in front of the 5AA commentary box. And Gaff did some good defensive work to punch it over the boundary line. Centre wing, member side, there'll be a throw in. It is Port Adelaide by 5 points.
Hamish Hartlett is really the difference at the moment. The Eagles need to shut him down.
Quite a strong body now, Hartlett. Moore in there trying to vie for the footy for the Power. Tries to keep it in dust. Kane Corns grabs hold of Moore, making sure that the Sharon doesn't go anywhere. So West Coast started the game really well, but since then, slowly but surely, the Power have worked their way back into the game. Cox brings it down again. Moore couldn't take it. Lobie's kick went to Wingard. Oh, clever hands to Cahoon. Little Cahoon now goes to Jonas on his left shoe, up towards half forward, looking for Shields. Couldn't take it. Eagles got the numbers there. Selwood goes after it. It's Adam Selwood back to Brown. Brown now a short kick. Just can't find a body at the moment. Eagles turnover again. Young's got it 55 out from goal. Over the head of Wingard. Not a great kick. Shuey almost took the mark, then got harassed out of it. They're under the pump now. McKenzie did very well, found Gaff. Gaff now finds a teammate from the back pocket. Neat looking kick towards centre wing. Overrunning the ball was Josh Hill. Needed the better effort than that. Broadbent in there as well. Back to Pittard. So Port Adelaide now do okay. And the mark's been taken by Cam O'Shea.
Out the back he goes with a kick. To Carlisle, over to Cahoon. Little Sam Cahoon gives it off onto the wing. It's Campbell Heath on his left, just likes to chip it out a little bit wider. Jonas over the top to Hartlett. Hartlett in 60 metre. He's in goal territory now at 55. He kicks it long towards the goals, but it's on to the near side. Another behind to Port Adelaide. They'll go to 5-2-32. 1 goal in front of the West Coast, 4-2-26. Chem Plus scoreboard.
Justin Westhoff has been quiet, boys. He's only had the 4 disposals. I'm looking forward to him to stepping up and start racking him up a bit.
He's a burst player. Sometimes you think he's not going to do anything. He comes into the game. He needs to do a bit more consistency, I think, Jacob. But well, Port Adelaide, they've done extremely well. They lead by a goal after West Coast hit the ground running. Playing the far side again. Lysett went up for the Eagles. Shuey did okay. Now to Smith. Smith the hype and under. Got one around too high. He'll come back and take the free kick.
Yeah, it's probably unnecessary by Brad Ebert just coming in late there.
Rosa's going to take it, and he's had plenty of the footy. Rosa, I think he had 1 game last year, almost 40 possessions, so
knows how to get it.
He certainly does. Rosa from half-back, can he hit a target? Looking for Darling on a long lead. Pushed up O'Shea far too easy, and the big man has a bounce. Make that 2. Runs towards the 50. Goes back to Shuey. Shuey 48 out from goal. Kick towards goal. Misses to the left-hand side. Great play, Darling. Set up Shuey. Shuey let down Darling with an errant kick from 45. And the Eagles missed to the left-hand side. The margin back to 5 points.
I reckon Shuey would be kicking himself there, Jacob, because that was an easy goal.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a much better kicker than that. He'd usually finish that, so probably still a little bit rusty from pre-season.
This is a gutsy kick by Kane Corns across the goal into the corridor to Jonas, but it's very well done. Got it off to Pittard. Pittard a longer handball out to Campbell Heath, and Campbell Heath's kick is poor and out of bounds on the full. That's a really bad turnover. I call them unforced errors because there was nobody near him.
Yeah, no, really bad. He'd be really disappointed with that effort. He is a really nice kick coming off half-back line, and I know he prides himself in his skill, so he'll be disappointed with that effort, but he can make up here with a great spoil, which is just punched out of bounds, so well done.
He does from the Rosa kick, punched it out of bounds. It's that right half-forward flank for the West Coast Eagles, trailing at the moment to Port Adelaide by 5 points.
Kennedy back on the ground. He had a beautiful first quarter, booting 3 goals, big Josh Kennedy. Cox got their other goal. Lycett on all fours, tries to sweep it out there. Umpire's seen a free kick, will go to the Powers' way too.
Travis Boak.
Last man getting up is Boak. Good player, works out towards O'Shea, needs a good bounce, had to wait for it, he might get called out, he did. Oh, umpire said too high, so O'Shea gets a reprieve, finds Kane Corns, always finds plenty of it, works it up towards the half-forward flank. Brad Ebert's got it, as we said, played 4 or 5 years with the Eagles, still only a young man, kicks
Great
into the
kick.
pocket, a nice kick, and he's hit Wingard. Was it Paul Stewart? Paul Stewart, 50 metres out. It's not a bad kick too, maybe just out of range. Very accurate last year.
No,
Kicked
definitely
about
out of
20
range.
goals, 5. So Paul Stewart
If he goes long though, he's going into the arms of Cox.
just pokes it up high, looking for Shields. Out they go, bit of a push and a shove. Mitchell couldn't take
That's high.
possession.
That's high.
Umpire seen a free kick again.
Westhoffs?
No, I think that's Aaron Young.
Aaron Young.
Centres it to Hartlett again. Wow.
So Port Adelaide once again cool in a crisis now. It's come out 30 metres out from goal, and Hartlett can go back and slot it. He's a beautiful kick normally. Kicked a couple of great goals in Renmark last week, and well, the Eagles don't really bother the scoreboard for quite a while. In fact, the scoreboard's gone out over there. Lights are out. So Hamish Hartlett to increase the lead and make it 11 points. Shouldn't miss.
Beautiful
And
kick.
doesn't miss. So well done, Port Adelaide. They've really turned up the screws here on the West Coast Eagles. The Chem Plus scoreboard, the power, 6-2-38. West Coast 4-3-27.
Good guys stats to go. Hamish Hartlett is on 8 and 3, 11 disposals now. He's kicked the 1-1. He's been the difference this quarter, so someone from the Eagles is going to have to shut down on him. Travis Boak is 6 and 2, 8 disposals. And Ollie Wines has had the 1 and 6 and 7. For the Eagles, we've got Beau Waters on 8 and 2 with 10, and Will Schofield on 6 and 4 with 10
Can't get
also.
over how
So
strong Hartlett is, how much improvement he's made in that
He's been
department.
fantastic, especially in close with his hard ball gets and his clearance work. He has been different so far in this game.
Got some confidence in his body now, which is fantastic. Redden in the middle. He'll go up against Lycett, I reckon, for the West Coast. Redden got up high, down to Boak. Boak clears it from the centre. A wobbly old kick into the forward 50. Pack of players. Anybody front and centre? Nobody. It's Chad Wingard off hands. A snap around the body. Oh,
Beauty.
be blown away. That's an apex goal of the night. Contender without a doubt. Terrific front and centre work by Wingard. Gives Port Adelaide their 7th goal. They're 7-2-44. The West Coast are 4-3-27. It's starting to get away from them on the Chem Plus scoreboard.
I'm really enjoying watching Port, the centre bounces at the moment. Their structure is beating the Eagles. And if they keep this up for the rest of the night, it's going to be a very successful night for Port Adelaide because they're playing a really, really good outfit at the moment. So really looking forward to them sticking to their structures and just getting the ball forward. They're getting it in there and giving themselves the opportunity to score.
Third goal to Wingard, a bit of class in the centre there too with Hartlett and Boak. Wines, Wingard runs through there. Broadbent back in the centre, Redden brings it to ground to Ollie Wines again, scurries after it. As you said, he's got a massive future in front of him. What does he pick, number 5 or 6 for Port Adelaide, and they're pretty happy they got him too. Inside midfielder, strong as an ox. Just a kid, still only 18, 19 years of age. So West Coast, they've stopped to a walk. One of the favourites for the premiership this year. Certainly you think they'll be around the top 4. Still a few players to come back too. Nat Nui, Emily, and also Kerr. Ball comes out towards Pittard, scurries after it. The big left boot. It's a helicopter kick up inside the forward 50, almost a great mark. They're taken by Wingard. Smith, though, did well, found Gaff, hurried it forward, under some sort of pressure there, and they're not smooth at the moment, the Eagles. They try and kick up the ground, and an airy there wasn't great from Cripps. Players go back after it. On all fours there, Kennedy shovels it out now. Shepherd's in there for the Eagles. So too Wingard. Players go to ground. Paul Stewart can't get it out. Umpire says my footy on the attacking side of centre for Port Adelaide.
Good guys stat, good to go. Port Adelaide, 24 tackles for the game. West Coast, 15. They need to lift their intensity, West Coast.
Certainly do around the stoppages now. Gaff, quick kick up towards half forward. Kennedy there, not getting as much supply, but he's on hands and knees trying to win the footy for the West Coast. He does well. Tried to get it to Selwood. He just went out the back door, but it went to Port Adelaide. Winds quickly. Good hands in amongst traffic there. They're getting out of trouble now, Port Adelaide. On the left, Kane Corns delivers it beautifully. Just finds Brad Ebert. Brad Ebert into an open 50. Schulz breaks. He's kicking it in the path of Schulz under the pump here from Darren Glass, one of the best at it. Got the punch away. Did very well. McKenzie in there. Selwood. Quick hands. Again. Out they come. Butler did well. Another good piece of work. Up towards centre half forward where Dean Cox lumbers out. Nearly took the mark, and Pittard had to just chop the arms and gave away the free kick.
He had to do that. He gave away about 8 inches. So Cox's kick to Kennedy is a beauty. And Kennedy can line up for goal number 4. Need to be his best. Got a bloke on his own. He made out to pass it to him. Did the old forward where you look at him and say, no, you're hot. But he wasn't hot, the man on his own.
Well, that's a true full forward.
So Kennedy can go back for his 4th goal. He needs his best. He'll kick from outside 50. But Pittard against Cox, that was a mismatch. He just had to chop the arms, would have a certain mark anyhow.
Yeah, absolutely, really stiff there. But Jacko just got a little bit lost there in that contest. He just had to be a little bit closer to Kennedy, who's having this shot from 50.
For his 4th goal, leans back as he got the carry. He's got the carry easily, but it drifts off the left-hand side. Eagles move out to 4-4-28, but they trail the Power 7-2-44 on the Chem Plus scoreboard.
Ex-West Coast Eagle Stevenson with the footy for Port Adelaide to bring it back into play. Members side, he goes to Broadbent pushing back, looking for that 45-degree angle kick, and he does, and he finds Kane Corns. They're still inside defensive 50, Port Adelaide. Members side, half-back flank. They lead by 16 points. Kane Corns comes out to the wing with the kick. Hartlett's going to have to go. Gaff with him. Gaff over the top of both heads. Schofield punched it forward. Boak should be first upon it. He missed it. Hearn went through. Hartlett's there as well. Hartlett got the hands up towards Need and Broadbent. Broadbent won possession very well in traffic. Got it to Westhoff. He gave it to Paul Stewart. Paul Stewart dodged a couple. Then 2 Eagles hit each other's heads and knocked each other out. Kane Corns through traffic. Gets it out to Hartlett, who got loose at half forward. He kicks it out wide, looking for Jakey Need and finds him.
Gaff and Selwood, head collision. Both all right.
A nasty one. Need passes off and finds Lobie. So they're not scared to do that either, Port Adelaide. Bring it back to straighten up in front of goal. And Lobie, who continued on, has had a pretty good night in ruck, is only 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Just look at the Gaff too, just split the head open there. A nasty clash with Scotty Selwood on the Scott Salisbury replay. Looked a bit nasty when he came off.
Yeah, absolutely. Hamish Hartlett, boys, is going at 13 disposals, 9 kicks with 78% kicking efficiency. So he's just really showing his class at the moment.
It's been an impressive effort from the Power. They look really sharp tonight.
Matthew Lobie with the football in hand can put him further in front with an accurate kick. He lopes in the big man. He kicks it at goal. It's sort of swinging back. It's holding its line. It has, just inside the right goal post. It's a goal to him and the Power. They go to 8-2-50. The Eagles are 4-4-28. And time slipping away in this second term. 18.5 played on the Chem Plus scoreboard.
Well, Jacob, Port Adelaide kicked 7 of the last 8 goals. That's a fairly impressive stat. The biggest lead of the game at the moment is 22 points, and they look sharp. And I reckon John Worsfold will be a bit unhappy with some of the discipline and some of the execution by foot.
They lost their intensity at about the halfway mark of that first term, I felt, and they haven't been able to wrestle it back.
Yeah, they are a good side, as we said. They've got players to come back, but not so impressive so far. Coverage on 5AA and 6BR thanks to Agostino Mitsubishi and the thirsty Camel. Pritis always tries his heart out. Works it up towards centre half forward. Here come the cavalry. Darling hits the ball at 100 mile an hour. Love the way he goes about it. Now the Eagles a real chance. On the outer side, Rosa, a thumping kick towards goal. Can it get the carry? Will it go? No, it lands right in the square. Last man standing here, Tringove, and he forces it through. Needed the ball to go end on end, and it's sort of set up like a 9-9 on the green and spun backwards. Ooh. So the Power a chance, but not a great kick here. Shepherd's got to go for the Eagles. Another big clash. Took out his own man again. Pritis comes in from the side. 50 out from the Eagles' goal. Cox did well. Found Shuey. Shuey on the left boot. Pokes it up into the pocket now. Not a great bounce for anyone. Cripps was in there for the Eagles. So too Kennedy. Gets rock and rolled there by Heath. But the hurry kick comes back only as far as Shepherd. And Shepherd is about 48 out from goal and a pretty tough angle left half forward flank.
Yeah, I've been really surprised and really pleased with Port Adelaide structures. They've really stuck to them the whole game so far, and you know they're on top of the Eagles at the moment, and they deservedly should be.
32 games to young Brad Shepherd. What's the leg like? Starts at the right hand post, stays there. Cox went up, couldn't take the mark. Off hands it goes. It's a minor score for the Eagles. The margin cut to 20. 20 points as we hit the 20-minute mark of the second term.
Good guy, Sats, good to go. A little bit disappointed with Kane Mitchell at the moment. He's only had the 2 disposals. He needs to lift his work rate and get into the game.
Campbell Heath brought it back in and just over the boundary line. It was not a great kick. 55 away from the West Coast goal. It will be thrown in. It's a 20-point margin in favour of the Power. 21 minutes played second term.
Just a match-up, boys. Eric McKenzie has gone back to Schultz and Darren Glass is playing free at the back line here.
Oh, Cox, a beautiful tap over the back, looking for Shuey. Shuey got a good hands out to Schofield. Schofield's quick kick, inside 50 here. Being held onto at full forward was Lycett. Off the hands was Kennedy, and he's got it! I reckon he's kicked the beauty, an apex goal of the night contender. Just inside for his 4th goal, and he's kicked 4 goals too. Out of the Eagles, 5 goals, 6:36. The Power 8-2, 50. Margin back to 14 points. Ken Plus scoreboard.
Looks like the Eagles have made a change here. You know, McKenzie went over to Schultz, and now I think Big Glass is going to be playing free. So the Eagles have made that change just to hopefully slow down the Power's ball movement.
Good football at Kennedy. He's really been a handful today. As we said, he played 99 games, 167 career goals. He's 25 and was involved in that very famous move when Chris Judd went to Carlton. I think they got an early draft pick plus Josh Kennedy, so the Eagles also have done pretty well. The margin cut to 14 as we approach half-time. Eagles needed that goal. It was all Port Adelaide before. Lobe ran into a brick wall. Hartlett strong at it again. Gets tackled this time.
Good tackle.
Eagles weren't holding the ball, but umpire says nothing doing. Scotty Selwood.
Great tackle.
The tackler as he always is. Thrown up again the ball. Hartlett goes after it. Hearn over in the footy. The hurry kick came from Selwood. Back towards half forward. O'Shea couldn't get near the ball in the end. Players come in from all directions. Done well was Lycett. Got it to Shepherd. Shepherd now under pressure. Coughed it up. Lobe. Pittard.
Great handball.
To Boak. Around the body he goes. A high ball. Little Need's got to go hard, but once again conceded a massive amount of height and strength. And Glass took the mark.
Needy will learn from that. Needy's got to jump at the body there. He jumped away from the ball. If he makes contact with the body and then chops the arms, at least he gives a free kick away. But he's got to make some contact.
They've switched it right over the other side, the West Coast. Do this very well. Quickly, Shepherd into the pocket, looking for Hill. Hill dived at it, but missed it. So the loose ball Sam Cahoon's got. He's at half-back. He's confused about where to go with it. And now kicks it around the body. This is risky and a great mark by Shuey over the back. That's got to get a group mark of the night contender. Quickly to play on inside 50, Kennedy. Finds Kennedy.
Gee, how well has he played? How well has he led? He's led Carlisle to the ball and he's led Tringo to the ball.
Yeah, Jacko started really well just this early quarter, but he's just playing from behind again. Maybe he just needs to adjust and get in front and push Kennedy towards the boundary. He's had all his marks on the inside of the 50.
He's quick on the lead, isn't he, Kennedy?
He's quick on the lead, so change your positioning, get in front of him, so make sure the Eagles can kick the ball at the back.
Kennedy will kick from about 52 metres, virtually dead in front. Comes in, stutters in, normally goes for distance. He hooks it a little bit, and he's done exactly that once again.
Same kick, isn't it, when he tries to get the extra carry.
He does indeed. Another behind to him and the Eagles. 5-7-37, the Power 8-2-50. 13-point margin. Ken Plus scoreboard.
Yeah, 4-3 to Kennedy, though. So Stevenson from Port Adelaide takes the mark. Former Eagle. Siren sounds. And a very impressive quarter by Port Adelaide. In that quarter, they kicked 4 goals, 1, and the Eagles kicked 2 goals, 7. In fact, let's say that again. 5 goals, thanks for that. 5 goals, 2, let's make it for Port Adelaide. A big quarter, 8-2-50 to 5-7-37. Going through the goal scorers for the Eagles first, because Kennedy's been the star. He's got 4 goals, and Dean Cox as the other one for Port Adelaide. Quite a few goal scorers there. Chad Wingard been a star, 3 goals there to him. Singles to Hartlett, Stewart, Stevenson, Lobe, and Jay Schultz. Good game of footy, but Port Adelaide dominated.